Are you tired of just managing your blood sugar? What if you could actually fight back, right at the source? Well, today we're digging into 4 natural powerhouses that research suggests can do exactly that. We're talking about working deep inside your cells to fight the root causes of high blood sugar. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Can natural stuff really compete with standard drugs? It sounds a little too good to be true, right? Well, the science might just surprise you. We're about to look at research that puts these compounds head-to-head with medications, and honestly, the results are pretty darn compelling. Let's dive in. So first things first, we need to understand the real bad guy in this story. See, it's not just about the sugar floating around in your blood. It's about the damage that sugar is causing. And that hidden enemy has a name: oxidative stress. I want you to imagine your body's internal machinery, like the engine in a car, just slowly rusting away. That's basically what oxidative stress is doing. It's this quiet, relentless attack on your most vital parts: your nerves, your kidneys, your heart. This is the real damage that leads to so many long-term problems, and it's a battle that conventional treatments often struggle to win by themselves. Okay, but this is where the story gets exciting. We're about to break down 4 metabolic game changers. These are natural compounds that don't just put a band-aid on the symptoms, they go right to the source and fight back against the cellular damage. So how do we start fighting back against this damage? Well, our first weapon is an absolute powerhouse: alpha-lipoic acid. You'll usually just see it called ALA. It gets this really cool nickname, the universal antioxidant, for one very special reason. You see, unlike most other antioxidants, ALA is soluble in both water and fat. Now, why does that matter? It means it can get inside and protect literally every single cell in your body, from your brain all the way down to your nerve endings. Now, here's the problem. Your body actually makes its own ALA, which is great, but things like age and, you guessed it, diabetes can cause those levels to plummet. And ALA doesn't just work alone. Think of it like a battery charger for other key antioxidants, giving them a boost so they can get back to work protecting you. And a deficiency in ALA isn't quiet. Oh no, it shows up as some of the most frustrating and painful symptoms you can imagine. That awful burning in your feet that gets worse at night, those sharp shooting pains, that crushing fatigue, and even that frustrating brain fog. These are all alarm bells signaling that your cells are under attack. But this is where it gets really exciting. Take a look at this number. We're talking about studies showing a staggering 50 to 65% improvement in those nerve-related symptoms, and in just a few weeks. For anyone who's ever dealt with that kind of discomfort, you know that's not just a small improvement. That's absolutely life-altering. So, what does this look like in the real world? Well, the research points to a daily dose somewhere between 600 and 1,200 milligrams. And here's a little pro tip from the studies. For the best possible effect, you want to take it about 30 minutes before you eat. That one little trick can make a huge difference in how much your body actually uses. All right, next up, we have a compound that's been a hero in ancient medicine for centuries, and now modern science is finally catching on to just how powerful it is. Let's talk about berberine. You have to love this analogy. Think of berberine as being like a workout in a bottle. Seriously, it activates the exact same metabolic master switch in your cells that gets flipped when you exercise. It basically tells your cells to stop storing fat and start burning energy, using up all that extra sugar in your blood. And get this, the research is so compelling that berberine is constantly being compared to one of the most common diabetes medications in the world. As you can see right here, it works in very similar ways to get some truly incredible results. So what could this mean for you? We're talking about a potential 45% improvement in how your body actually uses insulin. That is a huge deal. It means your body can do its job more efficiently, clearing sugar out of your blood with way less effort. Now, to see these kinds of benefits, the studies suggest a daily dose of 900 to 1,500 milligrams, and the key is to split it up with your meals. Taking it with food is crucial, not just for absorption, but it also helps your stomach get used to it, since it can cause a little digestive grumbling at first. Our third antioxidant is what I like to call the golden warrior in this fight. You probably know it as the vibrant active compound in turmeric. Let's talk about curcumin. And it really has earned that title, the Golden Warrior, because its main job is to target the chronic low-grade inflammation that is one of the biggest drivers of insulin resistance and all the complications that come with it. So, curcumin is the absolute powerhouse inside of turmeric. But, and this is a really big but, your body has an incredibly hard time actually absorbing it. We're talking only about 3 to 5% of the curcumin you eat actually gets put to use. That's a massive roadblock. And this is where modern science is a total game changer. By using these special enhanced formulas, scientists have figured out how to boost absorption by up to 95 times. Look at the difference on this chart. It's not just a small improvement, it's the absolute key that unlocks all of curcumin's amazing potential. So whenever you see recommendations for 1,000 to 1,500 milligrams of curcumin a day, you have to remember this is for the enhanced, highly absorbable kind. And here's another great tip. Taking it with a meal that has some healthy fat in it can give that absorption yet another boost. All right, our fourth and final antioxidant is the secret ingredient behind the famous French paradox. You know, how a culture that enjoys rich food can also have such healthy hearts? Well, a big part of the answer lies in a powerful compound called resveratrol. Resveratrol is often called nature's longevity molecule, and for good reason. It actually activates ancient survival genes in your body, the same ones that get turned on during fasting or calorie restriction, which promotes cellular health and has some powerful anti-aging effects. And if you need a number that really drives the point home, check this out. A 40% reduction in heart disease risk for people with diabetes. That is the kind of long-term benefit we're talking about when you keep your resveratrol levels optimized. It's just incredible. So to tap into these benefits, the research points to a daily dose of around 250 to 500 milligrams. And just like with curcumin, taking it with a meal that has some healthy fat is going to help your body absorb it so much better. One important note, it does have a mild blood thinning effect, so if you're on any kind of anticoagulant medication, that's definitely something to talk to your doctor about. So let's just pull this all together. We've looked at 4 incredible tools that nature provides. And what all this research really points to is a powerful message of empowerment. It's about giving your body the right support it needs to do what it's designed to do, heal and regulate itself from the inside out. Remember, these aren't just mild-mannered supplements. The science shows they are serious metabolic players. The evidence is all there, and now you have the information. So the only question left to ask is, what are you going to do with it?